Sorry for not uploading for a long while, fellas. I was depressed. Still am. It will happen again. Now, hear me out. With the many tier lists on this game already on the market, I thought of taking a swing directly into the abyss of the nearest psych ward. So, let's get this over with. Have you ever looked at any job in the roster and thought to yourself, which one of these jobs gives the best head? Yeah, me neither. So welcome to the most redundant and pointless tier list in the market. Here is the tier list. We got Gok 3000 being the supposed S tier, and First Time Andy the supposed F tier. Everything else is relevant as shown. We're starting things off with the tanks. Paladin. These guys have always had the reputation of being super holy and modest people, not knowing how to do anything regarding sexual or intimate moments. So while you try to woo them into doing anything, they're most likely going to be more oblivious than you were 5 years ago with that one girl who really wanted your pickle. So, putting this information together, I can safely say that Paladins would most definitely be a first-time Andy. Warrior. Warriors are a strange group to talk about, since they are crazy in a sense, but not the kind of crazy that makes you want to take them to privacy. I mean, I don't know. You people never cease to amaze me with your kinks and quirks. If you're lucky, you get a warrior that can be intimately crazy instead of just plain crazy. So you know what? Maybe a warrior can give you that outer release you've been craving for. Definitely a glizzy gobbler. Dark Knight. Here we go. This is the part that I'm excited about. Dark Knights are edgy. We all know this. But these guys have a certain level of intimacy because of their edginess. You know those goth girls that everyone froths at the mouth for? That's Dark Knight, the kinds of people that are either the biggest of femboys or the gothiest of goths. So, you know what that means? Fish! They are our first deliverers of the Gok 3000. Gunbreaker. They're gunbreakers. They break guns. And that means they know how to use their fingers. Lore-wise, the furry gunbreakers dedicate their gunblades to their queen, Gunhildr. So they are loyal, for what it's worth. And the actual gunbreakers earned their name because they broke elegant firearms effectively. That means they can effectively blue ball you and fuck over your entire erection, blessing you with a solid erectile dysfunction, or FSD. But you know what? That takes skill, I think. Bombaclut. Now, we're moving on to the Melee DPS. Monk. Monks are effective in their bodywork, meaning they're flexible and have the potential to rock your world. However, they are monks, and we all know that monks abstain themselves from anything related to sex or relationships in general, carrying a pure life that does not relate to anything that this video is about. First time Andy. Dragoon. It's finally time for the Gooners to come into play. Something that's worth mentioning about Dragoons is that they know how to handle long, girthy, stiff lances and spears. So you know they do their homework on the fly. You could expect some pretty good shit with their hands. Could probably use lots of practice with their oral work, however. But it is what it is. Haktua. Ninja. They're sneaky and they plop right in just to Ninjas are those characters that just want to get the job done, meaning they don't take their time or even wish to be in the moment. In and out, 2-minute adventure, before doing another 2 minutes again, and again, and again. They got their handwork covered for them though with that dumbass shit they got from Naruto. They fit in right here. Samurai. It's finally time for Samurai Jack! Honestly, I can't take these weeps seriously. They think they're the shit when they end up casting and standing still than most black mages do these days. They probably have never had a single normal interaction with a human being, so they end up going headstrong with a goddamn body pillow. Honestly, maybe they can do something with it. But till then, they'll shatter at the thought of a nude body, but have some monologue as they do in anime to better themselves. Bombaclut. Reaper. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. Reapers are edgy, and you know what that means? Fish! It means that they are goth girls or femboys that are down to give you a good time. And I didn't mention this on the Dark Knight part, but I am sure they can figure out ways to make it a threesome instead of just an intimate one-on-one, if you so choose it. If you don't mind long-ass claws, that is. I said what I said. Gok 3000. Viper. They may not have the fangs of said snake, but they do got that venom in their saliva like a fucking Komodo dragon, the way they're murdering the fucking competition. They have swagger with how they carry themselves, and hey, they carry 2 swords and merge them together. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but docking is always an option. They can make it work with finesse and surprise. Maybe some tongue work like an actual snake? Maybe. S tier. Alright, onwards we go to the jobs where mothers be mothering. Healers. White mage. Now fellas, they are basically the same as a paladin, but they do have that crazy side once they sacrifice your your dumb ass to the Blood Lily. But you know what? Surely you go out in ecstasy, right? Surely. They don't call them white mages for no reason, am I right? Might as well call them waterbenders the way they... Let's not continue that. They do be glizzy gobbling. Scholars. Scholars are widely known by the community as nerds, but that is the charm of them. Something that many people would avoid saying is that nerds are the most loving and intimate creatures that you may come across. They might also sell your soul out for a Funko Pop, but they can at least summon a pixie that's probably modded to be some hunkaladonka breasted thingy-mabob. So we're in for a good time. Probably. Spit on that thing. Astrologian. Where to even begin? Before you even get an opportunity to have a moment with these fools, they're shuffling through their cards before they slap it onto your face, finding when and where the stars align before they give you the most redundant ass experience. All that time you could have spent banging another crystal meth addict, instead spent on someone who stares at cards like a gambling addict. A true first time Andy. Sage. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. I say that because I'll let your mind wander. Sages are also known to be mega nerds, but not in the same way as scholars, since they have the same mentality as that of an American citizen. If it loads, it explodes. And I think sages can hit you with a reload, so you'll come back for round... I lost count. Also, those newliths can really go places if you use your imagination hard enough. S tier. Onwards to the physical ranged DPS. Bard. Yet another job that seems to be excellent when it comes to hand or finger work. Though they do blow on their flute and can play music with it, so they got that going on for them. Maybe make a sexy character play on said flute so a person can be behind the screen whispering to themselves. God, I wish I was that flute. In other words, blow me. A tier. Machinist. After the consistency of getting molested and fug-listed by the devs, machinists tend to be the homeless chicken jockey this game has ever seen. But they are still going to be the most intimate of people you find yourself with, because when everyone did not give it a shot, you happened to be the only one who did, and machinists would go to the end of the earth to make up for it. That includes learning from other jobs. Hawktua, Lamau, Dancer. If it isn't the pixel sluts of the game, yes, you heard me. Dancers are the pixel sluts of Final Fantasy XIV. Yet, they are no goths, nor are they femboys, so they can't give you the same attention as the other edgelords at the top of this list. They do, however, know how to give a good foreplay before they go down under and toy with the spider's leg, or legs, don't judge. An excellent experience nonetheless if you wish to get your pickle fermented from these glizzy gobblers. Don't ask. And now it's finally time to shed the spotlight on the magical ranged DPS. Black Mage. Finally, another goth baddie to talk about and to give an obvious rating too. Way back when the dinosaurs still roamed the earth and when a certain streamer still had hair, Black Mages would take their time with their partners, not wanting them to finish all too quickly. Wait a whole 2 minutes before giving that ley line the very much required attention. Now, they learned a lot from Ninja and began to make YouTube shorts when it came to the longevity of their head game. But I'm sure they can do some kind of magic with that mouth. Probably control the temperature between fire, ice, and electricity? That's one hell of a Gok 3000 experience. Summoner. Now, they aren't edgy, but they do have the same advantages as that of Reapers and Dark Knights, and that is the ability to make it a party. However, you can have the opportunity... What the fuck? You can have the opportunity of choosing the sex bots that were promised this year or a dragon to satisfy your scaly desires. Cat, why are you meowing so goddamn much? Or more thick opportunities to get flatlined by those landslides. They're a bit dumb, but they know how to get the job done. And if not them, then the choice of 7 different summons. Just don't pick the carbuncle. S tier. Red Mage. Now we're getting somewhere in terms of swagger. These guys are so full of themselves though, they'll spend most of the time jerking themselves off then satisfy your pleasures because they are an innate healer LB3. So you'll just have to lie there and listen to them constantly glazing themselves before they give a modicum of attention to your poor lonely shaft and or lips. We are inclusive in this household, even for you hermaphrodites. They get lower than the Andes. A new list for them would be Dry Vacuum. Pictomancer. This is an interesting one. Pictos are similar to summoners, reapers, and dark knights. Yes, they can summon things after drawing them, but we can take our imagination further than that. They can give a show while doing the dirty. They can duplicate themselves in artistic forms that may cater to your fantasies. Who knows? The mind is a scary place, and I dare not divulge any more ideas from my brain that will soon generate gravity from the sheer massive knowledge of this particular subject. No more questions, Your Honor. S tier. And that's that. I ain't doing the limited jobs because fuck you. Sorry for not uploading since forever. Shit's been tough in my dome, besides other things like Marvel Rivals sucking the soul out of me. But I hope to be back more consistently and have more inspiration from here on out. So thank you so much for your patience, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Take care.